afternoon, it's Pam here from Canterbury Craft NZ. I'm just home from my son's place. It's Anzac Day here in New Zealand and Australia probably as well. It should be because it's Australia and New Zealand together. So I've just been around his place helping him do some sweeping up of leaves, which I've got to do myself, but anyway, I've done it at his place, as you do as a mother. And so I thought I'd get on to my ABC April 2025. I haven't done T or U yet, but today's V. So I'm going to do vintage, but faux vintage. So what I've started with, I've got a couple of tags that I've got really prepared. You have to excuse my fingers, I've had a few wee accident with it, but and I've got some tags. This is rather a large tag and some smaller ones, and I have cut these flowers out of a piece of scrapbooking paper which was from Kaiser Craft. Kaiser, I call it Kaiser, but I think it's Kaiser Craft. So I'm going to do some painting. I've got my paints out. I've got these lovely paints. I'm very spoilt from Schminker. I think it's called Schminker, and they're beautiful colours. They're really, really well pigmented, and I do use these in my art sometimes, as well as, you know, in my paintings. So have I got a brush? That's a good idea, isn't it? Get a brush, and I am just going to have a wee play. I'm not doing anything too elaborate because I don't want it too dark. So I'm just, the base of this tag is sort of a skin colour, that's what I'd call it, a bit of a pale ochre colour, and there's some green in it. So I'm just going to try and keep it pretty neutral, but I do want to use a wee bit of colour. I'll just bring my brush up closer, leave that out of the way, there we go, and I'll get a piece of paper to wipe my brush on. These paper towels are quite handy for that. So without further ado, I'm just going to do a wee bit of painting, and I hope you follow along and pick up something that you could do painting wise with me. So I'm just going to do a bit around. Now I've just fussy cut these. They're not perfect. They're you know, they've got edges to them and things like that, which I'll just probably colour over. So I'm just putting a bit of a base colour down to begin with, and that will just sort of an olive green. Can you see it? Yes, you can see it, can't you? It's not too low, good. So I'm just going to do a wee bit down the, whoops, that's a bit wet. And just doing a wee bit here so I can bring in another colour, and I'll just put a little bit just in the shadowy parts of this picture of this. I think it's supposed to be a rose, but peony maybe, peony. So just a little bit. Just in some of those shady areas, just to give it a little, just a hint of colour, which is what we want. Don't want to go overboard. Same with this one up here, just a little bit in some of those shadowy areas, just to give it some depth. You need very little paint on your brush, it's more of a watery effect, but it will come together. Oops, got my finger in the middle of that one, that's not good. There we go, just put a wee bit more there. It was 23 degrees an hour ago. Couldn't believe it. It's been absolutely gorgeous out there today, and then the wind came up and now it's 17. But still, that's pretty good for us at this time of year, or latter years anyway. So I am very, very happy to see the sun. It was actually really nice with my son today. We raked up some leaves, had a bit of lunch. I took him over some homemade chicken pies that I'd made this morning and for his dinner. Spoilt brat he is, and yeah, We just had a nice time. It was lovely. So it's always good spending a bit of time with him. And it's nice to come home again just to do. So there's a little bit of green in there, and I'm just going to blot this because I don't want it overly pigmented, as I said. And this one has got quite a lot of pigment on it, but that will be watered down anyway, so that's okay. I'm just using a round brush. It's just easier for me. I don't even know what size it is. It's a Jazz Art number 9. So number 9 round. So for the actual flower, I am going to choose a colour that is quite nondescript. I could use gold, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use yellow ochre, which is just a very pale colour, and it will just give it a little bit of an antique-y look. And oops, I need to brush a bit of the excess off. So I'm just mixing that in. It's not perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to give it a bit of colour. I'm holding the brush very loosely, and I'm not being fussy about you know, filling all the gaps or whatever. It's just to give the illusion of that there's some colour on it, which suits me. I mean, these speak for themselves as well, but it's yeah, just makes it a little bit pretty, Oopsie, throwing my brush around. So scrapbooking paper can take on a bit of water, especially when it's thick. This is actually quite thick paper. And yeah, so I'm not doing it too heavy at all, just very lightly. Come in with those shadows again. That's it. So this sort of gives sort of like a faux vintage effect. And you can see where the green's merging in, which is good. And we can actually add a wee bit more green after this, but so there are some gaps with no colour. That's fine by me. As I said, it's just an illusion of you know, otherwise I'd just be colouring in, and you know, anybody can do colouring in, can't they? Which I do like doing too. I like doing adult colouring in. When I go away, I usually take an adult colouring book because, well, I usually do. I take something away. I have to. I learnt that during COVID lockdowns when I got to Auckland without any craft supplies. I was there for 7 weeks, but that's okay. We survived, which was good. Right, so there's a bit more green in here than I wanted. So I've got another colour here. I've got a paper cut right on the end of my thumb, and it is annoying me something terrible. So I've got this colour here. It's Naples Yellow. It's just more of a creamy colour. Oopsie, I've got too much on my brush. Oh, it's quite watery. I just need to dab a bit off. I did spray my paints beforehand, so there we go. Get a wee bit in there. Right, I'm going to call that one done. Just very, very simple and subtle. And we'll go in with a bit of the old, I can't remember the name of it now, yellow ochre. Doesn't matter if you go over the green because the green will dilute. Good thing about watercolours, if you move them around, you can move them around again. And sometimes they're unforgiving, but most of the time they're pretty forgiving. So I quite like the green hue coming through lighter with the yellow ochre over the top, so it suits me fine. Here we go. Lovely jubbly, and I'll just pick up a wee bit. Let's do it loosely, as I said before. Got to say, these paints are beautiful to use, but they are horrendously expensive now. But I've had these for about 10 years, and that I've replaced two colours, teal, and I think I've got a magenta or a purple around some, oh no, teal and green I've replaced, and I've used these a lot. So I've got a lot of watercolours though, but I do use these quite a bit. And that's a bit dark there. Just get rid of that. There we go, done. Then we'll go on to this baby. Right, I want to put a different colour green in the leaves with this one as well. So it's got a wee, ooh, that's bright. A wee stem. That's very bright. I'll just go over that a bit with the, there we go. That'll do it. Put a wee bit of green in here. There we go. Lovely. That's that. It's quite therapeutic, watercolouring. It's I'm not a watercolour artist. I'm a mixed media artist, so if I'm using them incorrectly, somebody will be sure to tell me. But oopsie, that's a bit too much water again. Get off there. Yeah. There we go. And I'll just put a wee bit of green in the middle. Lucky last. Oh, excuse me, that was my tummy rumbling. I shouldn't be hungry. I had a good lunch. Ben was funny. My son's got name is Ben. He has just been growing veggies in pots. He lives in a rental property, and he's got two flatmates, and he's got really into gardening. Well, not gardening, growing vegetables. He hates weeding. I hate weeding too, mind you. And he planted some cos lettuce and picked it from the garden, and he's never been a salad fan. He's 29. He'll eat it, eat a bit of lettuce if he's forced to, sort of thing. It's just I think he finds the textures a bit, gives him oversensory. But anyway, he's grown these cos lettuces. So we had a breadless burger for lunch, basically, because I can't eat a lot of bread, and he didn't feel like it either. So, which is very unusual for him. But anyway, so we had these burgers with the lettuce, and he said, "Oh, this is the best lettuce I've ever tasted. It's so lovely, yum." I'm just laughing. I think it's so funny. Cracks me up. He said, "Oh, you never had a vegetable garden?" I said, "Yes, I did. I always had a vegetable garden. I always grew tomatoes and lettuces and herbs and, you know, peppers and stuff like that." But he obviously couldn't remember. But when we lived in England, I used to grow mine in pots over there, because I worked in a garden centre for a while, which was fabulous. I loved it. So much fun. Right, so that is done. So I'm just going to dry this off. I'll just get there's my tweezers. Probably not going to find them now. Oh, it's so funny when you want something you can't find it and you know it's there. Hang on a second. To get up. There they are. They're hiding. Oh, have I got my heat tool? Oh. Okay. So I'm just going to put these under the heat tool. I can hold on to it. Dry, so I'll get rid of the paint and put this away, out of the way. And now, excuse me, you can hear me thumping around here. So now I'm going to get my tag, and I'm going to go around it in Vintage Photo. This is from the Junk Journal Studio, and I think it's called Full Clusters, and I don't know, Full Clusters. It's one of her older kits anyway, but I happen to like it. You can't really see this Vintage Photo on the other side, but I just like to do it anyway, just to give it a wee bit of a buff up. Right, so there we have our tag, and now we're going to play. So on my strippy bits that I have some of this punch paper, which I thought would look really good on this tag. I just want to make sure I'm in view. So that's going to go there. What else have I got? I've got a whole lot of bits here that I sort of grabbed out. And some buttons. Another sign. What else have we got there? Oh, that's about it. I think I had some buttons, but so I'm going to pop that down there. I've already inked around that. Pop that over the top. There, that can go from side to side. I've got this wee ticket here, which I put an eyelet on. I've got to take that little birdie out there. Oh, I've got some lace I want to use too. What do I do with my lace? Can never decide which side's the right side for this. So I have to put that over there. That can go in there. Then we've got the birdie. Cute little bird. Put that there. You know what's going to put the buttons along here, but we'll have to lift that up slightly. Make it a wee bit higher up, perhaps. We'll just see. Another wee ticket there. I'll just chuck that in there. It's a shame I'm covering most of that up actually, because it's quite cool, that tag, but let's try and get a wee bit of it working for us. It's like surgery. Got to get it right. Okay, and then I had a little butterfly that I want to put there. Have I got another little butterfly? Thought I might have another. Oh, yeah. Not sure I need both of those. Maybe a smaller one. Oh, I've just broken that one. That wasn't very clever. That could sort of go on there like that, and then I've got these little buttons along here to make a cute wee tag. There's another one there. Let's put that one in there. She might do it that way. So I'm going to put that one on the edge. There we go. Right, now do you think we can glue it like this? We'll just see. We'll just see. So which end will I start on? I will start down here. So I'm just going to ink around this. Get the right length. Scissors. I'll trim it up afterwards. It's just a good old piece of coffee dyed paper. Probably don't need to do that, but here we go. Grab my glue. Oh, didn't want to come off. I'll just pop that down there. Nice. And we'll put this bit of lace down. I'll trim it up afterwards. Now I don't know whether this is going to be easy or not, but we'll give it a go. Might need a couple of layers of glue. Alright, that's done good. These are all from the Junk Journal Studio, these I think they are anyway. I know what I forgot to do. Bring that up there. I'll put this underneath. I sort of had an idea of what I wanted to do, because, you know, not everyone has access to vintage ephemera, especially over this side of the world. It's like hen's teeth. But anyway, that's okay. So we've got that one there, so we're going to put that one in. Oopsie. Throwing the glue around. I'm not going to pat that down yet. I've got this ticket. Go in there. Oh, I was going to put the clock in too, wasn't I? And I think I will. I'll put on a clock. Now, which way's up? Where's the 12? There. So I'm going to stick that on. I'll just do this. I think I need to re-ink this pad. Doesn't seem as juicy as it once was. That's going to be chopped off anyway, so that's okay. So I'm going to pop that under there. Nice. I love days like today. Even though it's a bit chilly, it's really lovely out there. That's going to go there, and that one's going to go under there, isn't it? Just lift that up slightly. I knew I'd stuck it down too soon. Silly me. I'm going to go, ooh, rippy rip. Rippy rip. I want to cover a wee bit more of that, because I want to be able to get it in there. That's it. I don't want to see that. You could put some foam mounting tape underneath these, but I don't really think they need it. Be easier to slip in and out of a pocket, I think, like this. I'll put our bird on next to see what else we might need. I'm just going to cut the inside of this out. I do most of my fussy cutting, but I sometimes leave things like this until last, so it doesn't become too fragile, because I store my things in boxes or bag or pockets. So I'm always rifling through them. I really need some of those stamp album type things, which I've made for a few things, but I haven't for these. Isn't that a gorgeous bird? I love that bird. Now I'm not happy with that bit underneath now, so what I might do is put another, that wee flower, just get rid of that stem. Stick that wee flower in there. That's it. Then our bird. There's a wee fly, like a fruit fly hanging around here. I did have another wee ticket there, didn't I? Does it need it? I don't think it needs it. Does it need that? No. I'll just chop that down a bit. There we go. Birds on. And then we have our wee buttons. Let's see what we can do with these. Actually, before I do anything, I will trim that. I just put some linen tape on these. On there. Not linen tape, linen thread. I sometimes just sit down in front of TV and put a bit of thread through things, especially when I know I'm doing something neutral soon. Here's another wee one. That looks cool, like the buttons. Right, so I'll put those on. My tap's dripping in the kitchen, I can hear it. It's funny what you hear, isn't it? Oh dear. Right. There we go. Another wee one. Oopsie. One up there. Oh, actually, I'll put them right to the glue off. This glue may not work. Should do, but you never know, do you? Sometimes with different things. Right. And I think I will put a butterfly up here. And just coming out like that, and I'll just trim the antennae. There we go. Beautiful. think I had another little wee birds, butterfly somewhere, but that's gone south, so let's see if I can find another one in here. Like a smaller one than that. And one slightly different. What about that one? Don't want it to overtake. Not sure now. I'm going to use this one. That's my favourite. I've really enjoyed ABC 2025, April 2025, that, you know, Margaret and Tony have put together. And I've done really basic videos, and which is good. But it's nice to do something that you're actually in love with. You know, really in love with. Let's see. Let's put you there. There we go. I've got to trim him off, don't I? And I might just put a wee bit of vintage photo down there. Cool. I'm not sure whether they're going to stay, but they might for a wee while longer. So I'm just going to grab a brad, not a brad, what do you call it, eyelet. And am I going to use gold? Yeah, I'm going to use gold. Crocodile. I've had this in the sun, that's why it's gone light pink. What did I do? There's my eyelet there. I just eyeball it. Put that one in. Oops. Come on. Don't run away from me. That's better. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to get some linen thread. And I've got some coffee dyed seam binding ribbon. Put those through together. It's nearly the same length, but that's okay. Pop that through. Come on, you want to go in there too. That's it. Oh gosh, just pulled it right through, haven't I? Just about. Let's just see if we can. Oh, what have I done? Pull it through. Oh yeah, there we go. I'll just trim those a wee bit. And then we have our first vintage tag, which I think is very pretty, and I can't wait to use that in my journal. The watercolouring is in keeping with the rest of the card. I could watercolour this, but I think that's nice to have a bit of white background or cream background, and those buttons will dry hopefully well. So that is number 1. Very pretty little tag, vintage tag. So I'll do a smaller one. I might use this substrate here, which is, these are all on the back of, I just glue them to manila folders. That's my main, oh gosh, I really do need to re-ink this. That's my main cardboard that I use. I'm always looking out for them at secondhand shops and things. So this tag is about the same height, but it's about 2/3 of the size, so a lot smaller. Oh, excuse me. I'll just put these away so I don't keep messing up my desk, get rid of this little bit of rubbish. I've got 2 flowers left over and a stalk, which I don't think I'll use, but you never know, and a couple of butterflies. So let's see what we'll do with this one. It's got a bit of blue. I'm going to go with a bit of music paper actually on this one. And I'm going to go for this side. I am just going to quickly re-ink that. I'm probably doing this all, oh gosh. So I'm probably doing this all wrong, but it'll be juicy, won't it? Is that? Beautiful. Just chuck that in the water, that can go in there. And up there. Right, so. Oh, that's better. I like them nice and juicy. No mucking around with right. So that baby's going to go there. And peeking under there, I am going to find something else that might fit. And there. Lots of little bits in there. Oh, is that blue one? No, maybe not. What have I got in here? A bit of calico. That's the 3 sizes there. I might do that one like that. Okay, we'll use those. I've got over here a bit of this. So that's quite distressed looking, so that's quite cool. Right, I'm just going to make that more distressed. This is only like 120 GSM paper, so it won't do the whole like thing that you do with cardboard. And I'm just going to chop that end off actually, because I don't like that rounded corner on there. This is a tag out of a kit. Right, so now I'll go over it with the vintage photo. Got a wee tear, knock that back. I want it to look pretty authentic. Right, we were on the edge there, so we're going to go, yeah. Might just rip that out. That looks good to me. Just rip that one out too. Right, so that one's going to go there. Like so. It's already been distressed, so that's cool. That's going to go on top of that. Then we're going to do this alphabet. And under here, I might put that there. So I'm just building up layers, and this is the photographic studio, so that could go, that's going to cover all that up though, isn't it? Do I want to cover all that up? Save it for another one. That might be quite cool. It's a tag, but we can Ramsgate. Oh, Croydon. My brother was born in Croydon, in London. So that just mirrors that. That's quite cool up there, actually mirroring that. I don't mind that. And then I will put a wee clock in. Oops. Over there, just a little bit of the clock coming in, and then we'll have a butterflies. One. It's just a matter of playing around with things, isn't it? You know, like I can spend hours making one tag because I want to make a nice one, and if I'm going to, you know, if I'm going to put the effort in, I might as well do it properly. But when you're videoing, it's a bit different because you don't want to bore anybody to tears. But we get there. There we go. I quite like the 3 butterflies in a row. That's quite cool. Whoopsie. Oh, well, we know what that's supposed to be like, don't we? So I want some lace, I think. I want something a bit more delicate, but not white. Oh, I could use some of this. It's just coffee dyed. peek out the top as well. Okay, right, I think I'm ready to start gluing. So I'm just going to put these to one side. Start with this little baby here. Then I am going to put this down. We can trim it afterwards. Then our next layer, just a scrunchie tag. It's on graph paper, which I actually really like. I'm just going to pull it down a wee bit further. There we go. Beautiful. Then I'll just go around this. Actually, I wanted the other side and I've already done it, haven't I? I was just thinking, no, that's not the side I wanted. Right, so that can go there and we'll trim that up afterwards. So we'll just do that there. It'll just mirror that bit there, that's fine. I resisted digital kits for so long in anything that I did, and I don't know why, but I just love them now. I think they're the best thing ever. They're so cool. Just leaving a wee bit of that over the edge there. And I'll just chop that bit off. Wee bit on the edge there, that's fine by me. Right, then we've got our wee clock, which I'm just going to rough up a bit. Well, not rough up a bit, but you know, put a bit of colour onto. Right, that way, it's going under. Yep. Got to be the right way round, otherwise I won't be a happy bunny. Which is silly, isn't it? Let's put a wee bit of glue there. Okay, and then we've got our butterfly, so we're going to go big, medium, small. Yep, I'm just going to stick that down. I have no idea if these are straight. There you go. Straight enough. Oh, this is rather fun. I'm enjoying myself. Here we go. Beautiful. I'm just going to have a wee sip of water, excuse me. I'm a bit thirsty. Now, do I want that, or do I want a piece of lace? What have I got here? Oh, I've got so many little bits of pieces lying around, not white. I don't white. Oh, Tracy, I love this tape, this lace she sent me. It's gorgeous. No, that's not right on there either. Oh, what about this one? This might be it. I shouldn't do them up with sellotape, but I do, because I can never get the jolly stuff off and then I lose half the trim. Oh, I think that's fine. So I'll just put a good dollop of glue along here. Oh, do we have another button? That's for a rogue button. Oh, I did. That's for a rogue button. Yeah, it's going to go there. With gluey fingers. There we go. Right. I think we're going to call that done. I'm just going to get the crocodile out again and do another gold one, I think. Must get some more of these actually. I'm running low. There we go. Lovely. Let's put that on there before I stab myself. Right, that's in the rubbish. That's back in there. That back in there. And we want some trim, don't we? What did I do with that? I buried it. Copy code. Oh, here it is. It's right over the other side of the basket. This is my scrap basket. I've got so much. Well, I haven't got a lot of lace, but I've got a lot of little bits of stuff. Stuff. As you get. You know, you get stuff, don't you? Oops. I don't think I've cut that long enough. Have another go. There we go. Number 2. Number 1, number 2. Very pretty. Love those. Right, I'm on a roll, so I'm going to do one more. Might as well. Let's see what we've got in here. Got that. No, they're a bit dark. I quite like this. Yeah, I quite like the foot of that. But you know what? I'm going to go for another neutral. One more neutral. And this looks like a gorgeous writing on it. This looks like a what do you call it? Oh, I forgot the name. Ledger. Sorry. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to do a bit of punching on this, I think. Now, I'm not very good with these anymore because I used to use them all the time, and I don't know why sometimes I don't get them lined up very well. But there we go, big one. That will do it. So I'll start off with that on my coffee dyed paper. Okay, I might keep that for actually. Just give that a wee inking. Not that it really shows up that much, but we'll take it as it is. I haven't used my punches in years, and I decided that it was about time I did, because I couldn't justify keeping them. Oh, I thought I'd use that in there. I hadn't. No, don't want that one. There's bits of this that I quite like. Yeah, I think I'm going to just chop that bit off. Let's see what. Line that up there. So with your embellishments that you put on your tags, you don't need to use like that whole thing. You can if you want to, of course. You could get a few little embellishments out of there. Get back. Lovely pale blue colour this. I like that right in there. Pop that in the middle because then I can chop off both ends. And then I had a wee label out here a minute ago, which I'll probably put back in. I must have. The Botanist. That's quite cute. That's quite cute too. Paddy. No, I'll save it. I know what I want to use it for. I'll keep that one for a minute. That one and that one. What else have we got in here? A few numbers. Vintage soul. I don't use a lot of words. I cut them out and then I don't usually use them. But sometimes they come in handy. It's got a bit of blue in it, but it's a bit dark. Maybe that one. It's like going through a treasure box, isn't it? Get that one. Ooh, and we tickets. Maybe. What else have we got? Those. US Army, no. Chandelier, maybe. butterflies, maybe a 12p. Oops. Right, let's see what we can do with this lot. So I've got that in there, it's got that coming out there, that could go there, or no, I think I'll put the number up there actually. Put that down there. Right there. Do I want to cut around here? I might just do that. Where are my little scissors here? It's going to cut around this. Shapes are interesting, aren't they? Right. I quite like the rose in this. That is a botany journal, so I'll make it. Well, I'll actually probably use this in my journal, the one I'm keeping, these ones, and make some other things to go in that journal. I don't know, I found this online and I'm sorry I can't remember what it was from, and I have a feeling it might be from Tinny, is it Tinny? She Vector, I don't know, I can't remember the name of the channel now. She does a lot of digitals. I hope I've got the right person. If I haven't, I'm really sorry. I'm not very good at keeping tabs on who I've got things from, which I suppose I'll have to start doing, but I haven't. Right, there we have that wee rose. Now I don't know whether I like it. Oh, God, typical. Oh, let's just do a wee bit of inking around it, see if that excites me a bit more. Oops. I have to lower that down a bit. It looks like it's still just hanging there by itself, doesn't it? That butterfly is definitely out. Right, what have we got here? Number one. Well, that could go in there and there. That would join it a wee bit. That wee label could go, just peek out there. That could join that there. Not sure whether that looks good. And then add this ticket. Yeah, that could go. No. We could also put that under there. Right, let's have a go. Let's have a go. See what happens. If we make a mistake, we make a mistake, don't we? That's all there is to it. And I'll put this bit on. This is like a wrought iron gate. It's lovely. It's a lovely punch. Actually, it's a Martha Stewart punch from, oh my gosh, 15, 20 years ago. something like that. Still going strong. It's lovely. Must admit, I did like her punches. I don't know whether she still does them or not. I'm not sure. Don't really hear much about. I suppose she's getting on a bit now. Don't really hear much about Martha Stewart over here now. Alright, then we've got this one. Actually, we could actually put another wee layer in there. Thank you, Tracy. I love this. It's gorgeous. Absolutely lovely. Nice. Nope. I do love all the shapes in this kit. This, you know, little mini kit. It's very cute. Stuck that down too soon, didn't I? Oh, I didn't put that in either. Never mind, that's alright. Such is life. We'll get over it. There we go. Put that in there, tuck that in there. What did I have over there? Something else over there, didn't I? Can't remember what it was now. Oh, they're different numbers. That's cool. Gosh, that is getting busy, but anyway, I like it, so it's staying. Can you hear my tummy growling? I'm still full from lunch. I can't believe it. It was such a nice, yummy lunch. Even if I did have to cook it myself at my son's. Lights me over for lunch. Bring food. Can you cook it? Bring food. Can you cook it, Mum, please? Right, that's rather busy, isn't it? But we'll just trim it down and see whether we can make it look a bit more less busy. But even though it's busy, I quite like it. It's quite cool. It's got a few little elements there that you can play with. I could even add another number if I wanted to. Do I want to? No, that's going to cover up that lace though, isn't it? No, I'm going to leave it. Pop that back in there. Right, crocodile. What did I do with you? Oh, here you go. Another Goldie. Bit more of this. Keep those little bits because I might make something with those. I know it sounds a bit miserly, but sometimes you just need a little something, don't you? A little something. Right, and there we have it. 3 lovely vintage tags. The first one with the birds and the, I was going to say the birds and the bees, the birds and the buttons. And I know that'll be a bit awkward to write on the back there, but the top will be fine. And that will look lovely in a journal, I'm sure. Very pretty. Very pretty, I love that. With a bit of the watercolour flowers, which brings it all to life, really, I think. Beautiful. Second one was the butterfly with the clock and the music paper, the little label and some coffee dyed gauze, another button just to mirror that, these 3, you know, so you've got 3 circles going on. I do try to do things in 3s, but it's sometimes not that easy to get that done. So that's that one. And then this one, which is a lot busier, but actually I still quite like it, with the tickets and the blues and the lovely rounded bits and the wrought iron, etc. So they're my 3 tags for today for faux vintage tags. So I hope you have a good day, and it's lovely being here with you. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll be excited to bring out another video tomorrow. I have a wee plan and a wee catch-up plan, so I want to finish off what I haven't done for this particular ABC April 2025, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks very much, guys. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye.